everybody. Welcome back to At Titi's House podcast. Today is Valentine's Day.
Valentine's.
You know where Valentine's Day came from?
No.
Did you know that there was a Saint Valentine?
I have heard of it.
You heard of that?
I heard. I don't know much about it, though.
Yeah, the history is, well, it's always been on February the 14th. But they said there was a mysterious saint is where their traditions came from. Mm-hmm. Funny thing is that they said this saint was decapitated or executed. Real? Yeah.
By who? His ex-lover?
No. No, not by his ex-lover. Oh my God, that is too funny. No, by the let me see. I want to say the ruler of Rome, by Claudius II, outside of Rome. So he ordered that he be put to death. Mm. So Claudius, who is Claudius though? He was the emperor. When Emperor Claudius II decided that single men made better soldiers than those with wives and families, he outlawed marriage for young men. Mm. Valentine, realizing the injustice of the decree, defied Claudius and continued to perform marriages for young lovers in secret. Mm. So that's why he was decapitated or sent to be murdered. That's at least the story of supposedly the story. And I always thought Cupid was the saint, right? Like Cupid was the reason that people were falling in love, right? So
so what does Cupid have to do with the
Cupid? They said, let's see. Cupid was a Roman god, the god of love. Eros. So Eros was really Cupid, okay, which was the Roman god of love in Greek mythology. Mm-hmm. Accounts of his birth, some say he is the son of Nyx and Erebus, others of Aphrodite and Eris. Some people suggest he is Aphrodite and Zeus. So no real background. I guess it's hard to trace that or track it. What do you think?
Yeah, how long ago was it? Does it say what year?
Doesn't it? Oh, it said 5th century, I think. No.
5th century?
Not 5th century. Man, I seen it somewhere. Hold on. I just seen it somewhere. It was like a long time ago.
Yeah.
AD. Around 270 AD.
270 AD. Oh, yeah, that was a super long time ago.
Yeah.
I know.
Whoa, is that before Christ? Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
AD
right?
is after death and before Christ, right? Is that what AD stands for?
Mm-hmm.
I think so. If you Google it, what AD stands for, I bet you, because BC is before Christ. So after. Is it after? Then it would be after death, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. Now I'm curious. Let me Google it.
Yeah, I don't know much about none of
that stuff, right?
None of the old American, wherever any of this is coming from.
Let's see. Sorry, guys. I'm going to Google it. AD. I thought it was after. I don't know why.
AC and BC or something like before Christ and after.
No, I think it's AD because it says AD 270. Let's see. AD stands for. What's that up at? Oh, the year of the Lord. And BC stands for before Christ. Yeah.
And what's AD?
AD stands for Anno Domini, which is Latin for in the year of the Lord. Mm-hmm. It's a way of counting years based on the estimated birth of Jesus Christ.
Okay.
BC stands for before Christ, and it's a way of counting years before the estimated birth of Jesus Christ. AD starts with year 1, and continues to the present day.
So about 270.
Yep, AD 270.
So that's about like 1,700 years ago, 1,800 years ago.
Ooh, that's a long time ago.
And they've been celebrating Valentine's
Day ever since. What do you think about It's funny because Titiana, I sent her a happy Valentine's Day. Mm-hmm. And she was like, she picks up the phone and she calls me. She was like, I don't really celebrate these kind of holidays, but I always think it's nice to send people happy Valentine. I love every holiday, as you can see.
Yeah.
I love every holiday and I want to celebrate every holiday. But Valentine's Day to me is like, I think it's a little overrated because of everything that they do. Like people go to dinner and you got to buy gifts and you got to do this and you got to do that, which to me seems a little overrated. But I do feel like you should be spending Valentine's Day with your loved one, right?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't.
How did you, when you were in a relationship, how did you celebrate Valentine's Day?
Of course, always, do something, go to dinner, something,
Right.
just regular. Not regular, but,
Yeah, you're
maybe
taking her to
nicer
dinner. You're buying her. You're going to a nicer
restaurant than usual.
You're
Buckhead
going
restaurant or something.
You're buying her a gift.
Yeah, maybe.
I got roses. Look at my beautiful roses. I always say it's funny because I said I love orange roses. Most people like red roses. I like orange roses.
Yeah, I like the orange ones. The pink ones are fire too.
Yeah. So I was just like, oh, I got roses.
Yeah.
But where my gift at? The roses ain't a gift.
It's not?
Like,
why not?
I didn't say that. I just said thank you. But
roses ain't a gift is crazy.
I feel like Valentine's Day, maybe I'm overrating Valentine's Day because I got a little bit, tell me if I'm wrong, because I got a little upset. Because, as you know, my partner owns his own business and he works a lot. So he kind of was preparing me up until today to let me know that he was working. You know what I'm saying? So like I wouldn't expect too much on Valentine's Day because I know he's working. Just like last year, he was working. This year, he's working.
Are we sure he's working?
Yeah, right. So anyway, he calls me. He's like, he's hungry. I didn't cook anything because I was going to fix us dinner. We can have dinner at home. It's midweek. I don't really feel like going anywhere. I'll cook something. But when I asked him yesterday, I said, babe, I'll cook us something to eat for Valentine's Day. And he was like, oh, that sounds great. If I come through, I'm not going to be very long because I'm working. And I see, he shows me everything. So I'm like, I believe him.
Yeah, I know.
He shows me everything. But he was like, he calls me and he's like, did you cook anything? And I'm like, no, because you told me.
Yeah.
I went yesterday and got some Caribbean food because I knew today I was going to be eating Caribbean.
Yeah.
Because I might be by myself or whatever. So anyway, just in case I was by myself and I wasn't cooking. So then anyway, he calls me and he says he's going to, which don't get me wrong, people. I am not upset. He said he was going to go watch his son so his mother could go out on a date for Valentine's Day. And I'm thinking to myself, you got your own Valentine.
Yeah.
Like, what?
Yeah, who gonna watch your son for our date?
Right. But I'm cool. I'm cool because I learned how to be cool with certain things when it comes to kids because I realized that you're not really watching your kid. That's your kid. And that's really giving him the ability to spend time with him, right? Yeah. So that I wasn't upset about that because that's your child.
Next year it's her turn. Next year she watches.
But I feel like a lot of times, and I don't want to put too much out there, but I feel like sometimes you plan for things like this, and if you know that both of you are in relationships, and Valentine's Day, I ain't tripping over it because I know we'll go out on the weekend or whatever, and I had something planned anyway, so I was like, it's all good. Go spend the time with your son or whatever. But just the fact that last minute stuff, like you just seen her on Monday. Why didn't she ask you on Monday?
Maybe this is a last minute date for her.
And I'm all good with that. You know what I'm saying? Because I didn't have any plans, but I did kind of get a little bit like, and you don't know how to say no, but I was just like, let me be quiet because I've been a mother. And I've been a single, mom at times too, where I want to go out and I couldn't go out. So I get it. But just the fact that, I kind of got a little upset about that. But because I don't overrate Valentine's Day. Like we exchange stuff or whatever, exchange gifts or whatever. But it's like a lot of people take Valentine's Day very seriously. And they expect to be like, especially women. For women, it's serious. Like, you love me, I want you to take me to dinner. I want you to buy me a gift, buy me some perfume, do this, do that. You know what I'm saying? I think it's more overrated for women than it is for men, right? But Valentine's Day should be every day.
Yeah, exactly. Take me to dinner though instead. How about that? Let's celebrate like that. You take me to dinner and buy me a gift.
It's a day of romance and love. You want to be romanced, right? Women want to be romanced. Men, I don't think it's a big deal for y'all. Y'all just do it to make the woman happy.
Yeah, but
Because there's perks to come with her being happy.
Yeah, her being happy.
Right?
No headaches and, some satisfaction.
Right, exactly. You want to make sure she's happy.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just think, happy Valentine's Day is Valentine's Day. It's a day for romance and for love. And I see people are posting things on.
Let's be real. People be faking it on Valentine's Day. The next day, they're going to be back to arguing and toxicity. It's like, how you want me to be nice to you today? You just giving me a headache all week. And now it's Valentine's Day. You trying to be all nice.
You know what? It's so funny because I feel like if you're arguing up to Valentine's Day, you can't expect somebody to put all that aside. Not even arguing, because I feel like anything. You might be upset about something. They might have done something to you, didn't do something you asked or whatever. And then Valentine's Day comes a day later and you're like, your expectations of all this to go out the window.
It's like, no. Remember how you was feeling yesterday?
Right. Feel that way today.
Yeah.
Oh my God. That is so funny. Yeah, people are planning stuff for the weekend because it's Valentine's Day weekend or, that kind of stuff.
Yep.
I love Valentine's Day. And I like it. Usually when I'm single, I go with my girls. Galentine's Day. Women celebrating each other on, for the holiday. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that sounds good to me.
Yeah. I told my girlfriends today, like, I have to tape the podcast on Valentine's Day, so let's go out tomorrow night and celebrate as women.
Yeah, what y'all doing?
Probably just go to dinner, but just get out the house for a little while and all of us go to dinner. Some of us haven't seen each other for months. Now that it's cold, people don't want to come outside when it's cold.
No, me neither.
Oh my God. I don't know if it's, for me, the last couple of weeks, I'm going to say, since I had been traveling all of January. Ooh, excuse me, y'all. Lord, I'm tired. All of January, to Jersey, to Maryland, I just feel like a little depressed, I guess. I haven't seemed to been able to bounce back from, all the deaths, the 4 deaths, the 4 funerals. I'm trying to get out the funk. Like, what do people do when they want to come out of their, a depressive state?
I think first you gotta live in it. Like, you gotta feel that, because you can't fake, try to get out of something if you didn't even deal with it yet. You know what I mean? Accept it. All right, this, So first, I feel like you gotta accept it, and then
accept the depression, or accept what the issue that caused the depression.
Yeah, and then maybe cry a little bit. Crying is good sometimes.
Sometimes you got to be aware that you're depressed too. For me, I thought I was just being I don't want to say lazy, but I felt like I didn't have the energy that I normally have. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I felt like I don't have the same energy. I'm just not feeling this. I don't want to get up and work out. Then I came back and it was like a cold streak, and I was just like, I don't feel like doing it. My gym is in the garage. Even though I've done it for years, I just did not feel like doing it for some reason. I don't know. I did not. And it's funny because Titiana said to me today, she goes, well, you had 4 deaths, you went to 4 funerals.
That's what I'm saying.
Within a week and a half of each other. And that's a lot to take in, cuz. Yeah. And I was like,
heavy on your spirit.
Yeah, it's just been really causing me a depression. But it's, like you said, dealing with what you're going through, but recognizing that you're in a depressive state, that you have changed, that you've changed. You know what I'm saying? Because I think a lot of times we don't recognize depression, and we just keep it moving like there's nothing going on. And you have to sit down in it to realize I'm really depressed, and
really
how do I
feel
get
it.
myself out of it?
Yeah, I like being depressed sometimes.
You do?
Yeah.
Why? Don't say that. Like you don't feel stuck in it? Like
Yeah, no, it does. But sometimes when you come out of it, you feel stronger and you feel like you got it together more. You know, you feel it makes you go harder with your exercises and all that.
oh, so when you bounce back from it, you're all in, 100%, you know, trying to make things you know, you're just a better version of yourself as far as like energy, and you're like, all right, I just came out of that, now I'm a different person.
Exactly.
Type
Yeah,
thing.
yeah. You're feeling stronger. You know, you might work out harder than you were before the depression. You
Okay,
might,
that makes. I think for me too. I normally that's what happens with me too. I think that once I come back, I start to say, okay, I recognize I'm in the depression by the symptoms that I'm experiencing, and then I start to do things. The things that I do to kind of cope with it is trying to force myself to maybe to go socialize, maybe to you know, sometimes for me, what's therapeutic is like walking through the mall. And just your sight,
Look, she always
your
talking about
people
spending
watching.
money.
I know, but I'm trying not to spend no money. But just kind of like walking through the mall and just people watching or sitting down and having a cup of coffee and just people watching. Like that's soothing for me.
yeah, the park. That's what I like to
The
do.
part
Just go
too,
to the
yeah,
park.
kind of just like help you kind of breathe and relax. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? If it was warm outside, I'd probably sit on my deck and just
Yeah.
like have dinner out there or just relax out there. I have a hammock. Like I would be doing those things if it was warm outside.
Yeah.
You gotta find ways to get yourself out of it. What do you normally do to get yourself out of it?
After sitting in it for a while, maybe a couple days, yeah, usually lately it's just been like working out and getting back to
Yeah.
just feeling or, you know, thinking.
Yeah.
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 I don't know. Every time, depending on what caused the depression, it might change the way
Yeah.
that I try to get out of it too. You know what I mean?
Do you think your symptoms change depending on what kind of depression you're in?
Symptoms.
Because for me, I feel like
yeah.
I may sometimes not lose my appetite, but end up eating more
Yeah.
instead of losing my,
Yeah,
which
yeah.
is not a good symptom to have, because you definitely, I would rather lose my appetite and not eat than to sit here and eat. I feel like,
Come up out of it skinnier.
yeah, I feel like I start to eat a lot because I'm depressed and I'm bored.
Yeah.
So then I'm eating, or I feel guilty after I do it because I'm like, what are you doing? Like you've been
Yeah.
working so hard
Yeah.
to be, you know, where you are physically, and here you are overeating. Like, what the hell are you doing? And then I'm eating sweets. Like I'm not a sweet tooth person. I like food. I always say, give me some
Yeah,
rice and
me too.
beans or some, you know, something to eat.
Something
like,
to fill me up
Yeah,
for
I
it.
don't want to eat no just, you know, dessert. I want to eat food. But I do feel guilty after I do it. I feel guilty when I don't work out.
Yeah.
Like those feelings of guilt, and I think over time I feel more guilt because I'm not doing it, that I just feel worthless after a while, and I'm like, damn, you just really ain't getting yourself together. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. That's how I've been feeling lately.
Yeah, no, it's part of it. I mean, I was sick all last week, so I didn't get to work. I just got back into my groove like on Monday.
And you have an accountability partner too, because you and Sin work
Yeah,
out together.
exactly.
That's amazing. I wish I had someone to work out with, because I feel like a lot of times that definitely helps with you working out. Like you have somebody accountable to help you be accountable.
Yeah, when you don't feel like it, then they just text
Oh,
you like,
come on and say, come on,
It's
let's
like,
go.
God damn,
Yeah.
I guess I gotta go.
Man, because that's the only part. Like I can never find somebody, even a partner that likes to work out. I feel like a lot of times I am,
the healthy one.
yeah, I'm the healthy one in the relationship.
Why you and Zod don't be working out together?
Because Zah goes to the gym now, and I refuse to pay for a gym membership when I have my own equipment. And right now it's a little bit overwhelming in there. I think that's another reason. Because there's 2 cars parked inside the garage where I normally only have one.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's taking up my space.
Yeah,
like
it's throwing you off.
it's throwing me up way to the left. Like I'm about to get mad and say, move this damn car out of here, because I need to get back in there.
Yeah, why
And I
you-
think with menopause too, I'm going through menopause. So for me, the not being able to sleep at night and the hot and cold the hot flashes keeps me from sleeping comfortably. So I'm up crazy hours of the night, walking, doing this, going, checking on Carlos. Like, I'm just doing dumb stuff because I can't sleep.
How long have you been going through this?
Oh my God. I feel like since I've had my surgery, it's been like hot flashes. Like, I went through it before, then I had, my scare. And then, of course, now I am coming out of that, and I feel like I'm having hot flashes all the time. And I could be sitting there, I could be sitting somewhere working, and all of a sudden, it's like from internal. It feels like a heat from inside that's pushing out. It's the worst feeling. Be glad you're a man and you don't have to deal with it.
Yes, indeed.
Because I'm like often hot. Get off me. Don't touch me. Sometimes I just be like, oh my God, just move to your side of the bed and let me be on my side where it's cool. Let me take the blanket. Because I'm constantly taking the blanket off, on. And I know he just be looking at me like, what is going on? But it's hot flashes.
Yeah,
it's menopause.
There's nothing you can do about it.
And I think that's contributing kind of to my depression too, because I am tired, not getting enough sleep. I'm the type of person that needs 8 to 10 hours of sleep to be functional.
Me too.
If I don't have 8 or 10 hours of sleep, I'm not a good person.
Especially in the mornings.
Oh my God. It's funny because some people know that they're just not morning people. I am a morning person.
Yeah.
But if I don't get enough sleep, then I'm miserable.
Same.
And it's like I need to take a nap through the day. It's just crazy. That's probably why I'm yawning now, because I'm tired. Because I'm not getting enough sleep. I want to know I'm going to have to post a question and asking women, like, what are you doing for menopause? Because I feel like I need to get my hormone levels balanced out so that I can sleep again. I'm going to go see a doctor about that.
Yeah.
I think that's important. You know what I'm saying? So did you watch the Grammys?
I didn't watch it.
You didn't watch the Grammys at all? I didn't watch it either.
I didn't watch the Super Bowl.
I watched the Super Bowl. By the way, Usher. Oh my goodness.
I did see his performance.
I love Usher.
Okay,
I didn't know Usher was a sex symbol.
Hey,
My God. I did not know Usher was a sex symbol.
Really?
I don't know why I didn't think of Usher as being a sex symbol. How old is Usher, by the way?
Since he been in the game, he always that's how they tried to push him.
Yeah, but age, I think women that my age probably like, oh, he cute and everything, but we didn't view him as a sex. How old is Usher?
He probably about your age. Let me see.
Nah, he probably about 45.
Nah, you probably right. Let me see. Yeah, 45 right on.
Oh, sexy Usher. I was like, Usher is... Now, my girlfriends went to Vegas to see the whole Usher in concert over there.
The residency out there.
The residency, and they were like, girl, Usher is a sex symbol. And I was just like, what? Is he really? Because I didn't see him as a sex symbol. But now that I've seen him perform, like I've seen the concert clippings on Instagram and then the Super Bowl, like I'm going to see Usher's concert. And I don't care how much the tickets are because I want to be up front. I'm going to pay whatever they cost. Because I need to see the sexiness up front and in person. I ain't paying for no cheap seats. I done told them that. No cheap seats for me. I'm gonna be up front with Usher, y'all. They was like, all right, we'll be up front with Usher. So I loved his performance, by the way. I think it was the best one in the last couple of years, actually. So Rihanna was last year. Who was before Rihanna?
Dr. Dre.
Oh, they were good too.
Dr. Dre's was good. That was my favorite.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
Yeah, Dr. Dre's.
If you're a rap fan, like a rap fanatic, then that was a great one.
Yeah.
I think Usher was good too. I didn't know Usher did the Super Bowl before. Did you?
Oh, he did? No.
That's what somebody told me. Am I wrong?
They don't it's so many
people,
more artists.
I think people be confused because I was like, I don't think Usher ever did the Super Bowl.
No, he hasn't.
This is the first time for him.
Yeah, unless he came out on somebody's set maybe, but he didn't do the Super Bowl like a whole, what he just did now.
Okay, because I like Usher. I'm a fan now of Usher, just like of Beyonce. Did you know? Okay, so Beyonce came out with this country Music. Is it an album or is it just one
I
song?
think it was like 2 or 3 songs.
Two or three songs, country music. One of her fans called into a country music station and asked them to play Beyonce's country music song. And they were like, we don't play Beyonce.
Yeah.
This is country music only. So, I mean, so you
Sound
have to
like
be able
hate.
to cross the genre, right?
Yeah, it sounded like hate to me.
Really? Because
Yeah.
if it's a country music song, why wouldn't you play it?
Exactly. That's the same thing that Lil Nas X had went through when that Old Town Road song was
Wow.
out.
So is it that they just don't? There's a lot of country music artists
Yeah.
making their way. Man,
She need to put Jelly Roll.
Shabuzi is one, which I love
don't know about
Shabuzi. Huh?
I don't know about Shabuzi.
Ooh, check out
Yeah,
Shabuzi.
yeah, put me on.
Shabuzi is one, which I love. There's a couple of them. Now, not to include like the K Michelle's that are doing country music now. K Michelle's coming out with an
Yeah,
album.
but she's from Nashville though, right?
She's from Memphis.
Oh,
Like she
Memphis,
should.
yeah, she's from Tennessee,
Rightfully
yeah.
owned. So are they going to say they're not going to play her at the
Probably
Grand
so.
Ole Opry because she's black?
They really saying
And
we
she's
don't play
R&B?
that. We don't play black country music. That's what they
Is
should.
that what it- is that
sound
what it
like
is?
it. That's what they really trying to say. We don't play country music written by blacks.
Man. When I
Haters.
tell you, you said haters.
Yeah, heck yeah.
Oh my God. So they have, let me see. We need the new ones.
But there are a couple black country music. I think maybe they just be feeling some type of way when people be like genre hopping. But
Is that what it is?
But to be honest, genres are just a way to separate us, and there should. I always say there's only two genres to me: good music and bad music.
Jimmy Allen,
Jimmy Allen.
Allison Russell, Amethyst Kaya. I don't know who she is. I have never heard of her. Brittany Spencer. It's quite a few.
Yeah, I've seen quite a few
Shy Carter.
new black.
Oh,
country.
Breland. Breland is another one. I do like Breland. Man, when I tell you,
Yeah, let Beyonce do her country. She from Houston. It's the country. Like
right? Why would you
she
not?
from Texas.
Willie Jones. I talked to somebody in Tennessee about Willie Jones. They was like, nah. Yola. Well, I don't see Shabuzi on here. Because to me, Shabuzi is the bomb. You gotta listen to Shabuzi.
Yeah, I'm gonna check it out.
Yeah, so there's quite a few. So yeah, it kind of struck me that the girl said she called in and asked for Beyonce's country music song. And they were like, we don't play Beyonce at this radio station.
Yeah, maybe
Like,
they
how
didn't
do
hear
you
that
not-
song yet to know that it's a country song, you know.
Yeah,
And
because
that's just
when
me
you
giving-
release it like that, is it really like if Beyonce releases just like a single or like a couple singles or whatever, and it's not an album, and it's just like one country music song, how does that get released? Is that like streamed or is it? How does that work?
I'm not too sure how the radio stations technically do it now, but you know, back in the day, they used to have the record. You used to have to give it to them, you know, or have it sent to them via email or something. But I don't know if they just are allowed to go on Spotify and play it from there or play it from any of the streaming places now. So
Okay.
yeah, I'm not too sure how they go about it, but you know, people don't listen to radio like that anymore, anyway. So.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, she should have just logged into Spotify and listened to it on repeat. Shorty that was calling in to hear it.
Oh, Cowboy Troy. Oh, that's what I was talking to somebody about Cowboy Troy. They was like, Cowboy Troy been around for a long time. I was like, oh, okay. Well, I don't listen to country music like that, so I'm just finding out people. Mm-hmm. Like, stop it. But yeah, there's a lot of new country music, black artists making the wave in country music. It was a girl that it's so funny, that did a breakdown of Dolly Parton's Jolene, and she made it from, did you see it?
No, but I just heard that song because you know I work at like a bar where it be country people.
Jolene,
That song
Jolene,
is
Jolene.
fire. I ain't know that song
so
was so
fire,
hot.
and it's
What?
like one of her biggest
Yeah, that's my
songs ever. Where there's a young girl that switched it from a country music song to an R&B song.
For real?
And it sounded amazing.
Yeah.
It sounded amazing. I was like, wow, how you can just
just cover
change
it.
just cover it and make it something new. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was amazing. So the Grammys, a lot of good stuff. Some stuff, I didn't know this. I just found this out by listening to people talking about it, that some artists' acceptances weren't televised.
Yeah, it's a lot of them that aren't televised.
Really? How do they choose? So in order, from what I hear, first of all, Jay-Z's speech. Mm-hmm. What did you think about that?
Yeah, it was fire, Yeah, he seemed a little nervous too, and he usually be very, put
He's
together.
very politically correct, right?
Yeah,
I think so too.
Yeah, but he just speaking facts.
About Beyonce having, I think, 32 Grammys.
Yeah,
and
how
never
she
won.
got all these Grammys and never won Album of the Year?
Well, somebody explained that, and it really made sense to me that basically there's more white music professionals that vote for these songs, for these categories for the Grammy, but that you can apply to be one of those participating voters.
Yeah.
If you're in the music industry, it was like certain criteria that would allow you to vote for the Grammys.
Yeah, you gotta be part of Grammy
University.
Yeah, they were in the Recording Academy.
How to become a member. Become a voting member, right? Well, one of our local greatest, Killer Mike.
Killer Mike.
3 nominations, took them all. What did he got? Best artist, best rap song,
And Album of the Year.
and album of the year.
That's fire.
And let me tell you, it's so crazy
Shout out to
because
Killer Mike.
Killer Mike. First of all, I love Killer Mike. Second of all, just to hear so now, you won the Grammys, so now what do you think you're doing? You're on the road, so you're basically visiting all the radio stations, all the talk shows. But just to hear him speak, he speaks so well.
Yeah, he's super intelligent.
Super intelligent. And I see it applied to Mike, because one thing I see is that he knows when to turn it on and turn it off, which is, to me, great. I love it. Congratulations, Killer Mike, our very own from Atlanta, doing big things. And just think about it. Age doesn't matter, y'all.
Age does not matter.
Does not matter.
I think about that all the time. It inspires me to, continue on the music
continue
journey.
on. And I think he won his first Grammy in 2003 with Outkast.
Okay.
A song that he had with Outkast, and he had a 2003 Grammy. So that's almost at the, how many years
like 20
later?
years.
20-year anniversry. We just had the 50th anniversary of hip hop.
Mm-hmm.
This was like a perfect Grammy win for this era. You know what I'm saying?
And it seems like the Grammys got it right, because I heard a lot of people saying that it was Album of the Year for some time.
Oh, really?
For like the last couple months, they've been saying
Wow.
that.
So it's a group of his peers that voted
Exactly.
for it. That's what made me curious about how you chose for the awards, who's voting,
Yeah.
because I would think that you would have to be a fan as well of the music, right? For him to win. A fan of him himself, like he's very, like I said, speaks well. He is always doing things for his community, always, speaking in his communities. Just a lot of good things coming from him. I think just a rightful good win.
Yeah, exactly.
And a good look for Atlanta.
Shout out to Atlanta.
Yes. Sorry, y'all. I'm still trying to figure out. I don't spell good.
What you trying to figure out?
I was just trying to see, voters must also be in a good standing with their dues, which is $100 a month. So basically, how do you vote? By becoming one of you called it Academy University, Grammys University?
The Recording Academy.
Okay, Recording Academy member. The official Grammys website states Recording Academy voting members are professionals with creative or technical credits on at least 6 commercially released tracks. So, with that being said, Jay-Z can be part of the Grammy University.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he is.
Right?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he is.
I think more blacks and Latinos, y'all need to sit in these seats. We can't keep complaining about not winning certain things or certain categories or taking album of the year if we're not sitting in them seats and doing the voting ourselves, right? Mm-hmm. It's funny because I think Latino recording artist, what's her name? La Bichona. She sings La Bichona.
I don't know that song.
Oh my God. What is her name? Hair's always blue. I can't think of her name right now, but she won a Grammy. Why I can't think of her name? What's her name?
Search La Bichona and see what you get.
I'm trying to. What was I going to say? It's just good to see even Latin artists taking, certain categories too. She probably won the Latin category though, right?
Is it Troy Lazarga? No?
No.
Okay. That's what came up when I searched it.
Oh, Grammys.
CHUY? No?
God dang, and I like her. I can't think of her damn name right now. Why did I got a brain infarct. Wait a minute, I'm going to tell you. Carol G. God doggone it. Come on, Carol G.
Yeah, I'm not familiar. But
So Joaquina won Best New Artist. This is in the Latin Grammy category. Carol G, Best Urban Music Album. Bizarre Rap featuring Shakira, Best Pop Song. Nina Pastori, Best Flamenco Album. And Julieta Venegas, Best Pop Vocal Album. But Carol G is who I was talking about.
G.
I love Carol G,
Shout
by
out
the
to
way.
Carol G.
Shout out to Carol G. Yep. For the Latin Grammys. That's good to see, right?
Yes, indeed. Need
Love
more
it.
of that too.
I love it. Huh?
Need more of them too.
We need more of that. That's why I said when Jay-Z, I think he said what he said, and I think he said it well. I don't think it was anything wrong with him saying it.
He's speaking facts.
He's speaking facts. How do you win 32 Grammys and you never got Album of the Year? That is crazy. Right?
Indeed. Yeah.
I mean, if you win Best Song, right? Why would you not win Best Album? Or if you win Best Album, if you won Best Album, wouldn't you take every category?
Yeah, I would imagine.
I would imagine so.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Maybe is that why? No? I don't know.
I don't know.
I'm just thinking, I guess depending on the genre.
Yeah, it's crazy because, they say that, the same way with our votes in the electoral colleges and all that. They say that our votes count for some stuff, but we ultimately don't, because they might be pulling some, doing some
sneaky shit.
Yeah, exactly. To say it in a
Stop pulling, but you know what? The only way you can do sneaky shit is if the U.S. population allows you to do sneaky shit. We're not checking sometimes. We're not. It's like we take people's words for what as bond. Your word is not bond all the time. That's important for you to say something and your word meaning that it's bond. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Back in the day, word is bond used to be like everything. Now it's like, people just say it and it's like, all right, whatever.
Yeah.
And we believe it. You can't believe everything you hear. I know I do that sometimes too. I'll be like, no, that's right. No, it's not.
Nah, yeah, I Google everything somebody says.
Yes. You can't. I mean, it's crazy, but at the end of the day, you got to do your own research.
Got to.
Titi ya te dijo, necesitas hacer your research. Go out there and research your stuff. You cannot depend on other people for information. You got to research as to why things are happening, right?
Yep, that's what we got computers and phones for.
Computers, your
Easy,
phone.
right
In
there.
the middle of certain things, like somebody asks you a question, let me just Google that real quick. Let me find out real quick. You got to do your research. There's nothing wrong with not knowing. There's nothing wrong with saying, I don't know. Let me research it. You know what I'm saying? Which is crazy. So this really, someone sent me this. I won't say no names, but somebody sent me this. And they sent me something about, have you seen this? It's circulating around Instagram, and it says how most congressmen are making way more money than their salaries. And it has to do with them investing in the stock market.
Oh, so they're doing insider trading?
Man, it has to be. Yeah. So for example, it was one senator, and I want to say he was from Oklahoma. Mm-hmm. From the congressman there from Oklahoma. And Oklahoma has to replace all their water meters. They said 2 weeks prior he invested in the actual company that was going to be used
to replace the water meters. That's crazy.
Is that considered insider trading?
Yeah, the rich get rich. They just using,
You invest in the company that your state is going to use to change out all the water meters.
And because you're in there
millions of dollars.
That's crazy.
So how is he able to do that?
He shouldn't be able to do that.
That's just one example. One example of that happening. Like, that's insider. Martha Stewart went to jail for that.
Yep. Did you know Martha Stewart used to work on Wall Street before that?
Really?
She was a stock trader.
Oh, I did not know that.
Before becoming famous, yeah.
Get out of here, Martha Stewart.
She was a stock trader. I watched something that was talking about her.
Wow.
Yeah,
I did not know that.
Yeah.
But that's a perfect example of insider trading.
Exactly. No, he probably, if he hasn't gotten in trouble, he's gonna get in trouble for that because you can't do
Somebody
that.
needs to catch that.
Yeah.
It's like so much stuff that we don't know is going on. Even here in Georgia. Did you know that the electricity rates went up twice in 1 year? I didn't even know that. Twice in 1 year, they've gone up. How do we, as
what can we do
consumers of the electric company, how do we not know? They said that the grid is the same grid that they've been using for years. Our parents, the grandparents, it's been the same grid. But because they have to make changes to the electricity, the towers, and maybe expand them, you know what they do?
They're putting it on us.
They put it on the consumer.
Yeah.
So that they're not absorbing the cost. Is that legal?
They're getting away with it.
Like, how do we not know that when we're voting for people that this is not something that we're aware of? I don't know.
When going up twice in a year is unheard of? Like, that's never happened before?
I don't think it's unheard of. I just think that people are now starting to pay attention.
Yeah, you look at your bill and you're like, why is it higher?
Why is it so much higher? Yeah. And I always think, I've come from a smaller house to a bigger house, and I feel like my electricity is was way more over there. Maybe because of the prices in that area, or maybe more work was being done there. So, the rates went up over there. Mm-hmm. But it's funny because they send you something letting you know, like you're locked into a certain rate for like 2 years, and then it goes up. And then you have to lock yourself into another rate. That's what normally happens. Or you have the budget billing too. People use budget billing. For me, I don't think that's something I would want to do, because I feel like at the end of the day, they're going to get more money than I deserve to give them.
What's that, like when it's prepaid?
It's not really prepaid, but it's like they look at your past history with your billing and kind of give you an average of what you've been paying, and then you just pay a certain amount every month so that you're not paying more money towards electricity, but they're balancing it out through the cycle.
Okay.
Which makes sense. A lot of people like doing that. For me, I'm like, nah, because sometimes it's real low and sometimes it's real high. It just depends, right?
Yep. Depends on the weather that's currently going on.
Yeah, I think so too. If it's really cold, you're going to be
spending that
money to warm your house up. Seriously. Can I tell you this really, I had surgery, and I had robotic surgery. They had like a robot kind of go in there and do the surgery or whatever. And I was reading something, and it says a woman dies from a robotic surgery.
Dang.
And it just really, I was like, oh my
Did they say
God.
what caused her death?
A hole in her intestine. In her intestine. The robot, woman dies after surgical robot burned a hole in her intestine. And of course, all that waste goes into your body and
Yeah, you
immediately
die instantly.
sepsis happens and you die. But that scared the shit out of me because I'm thinking robot surgery, that can't go wrong.
Yeah, it's like, no, this is nothing but
That's better than
yeah.
an unsteady hand, right? That's not the case.
Nah, we think robots gonna be better for society,
Man, and FDA, this is approved, to be used here in the U.S.
but yeah. I mean, robots are programmed by humans, and humans mess up. So robots gonna mess up too.
Wow. So what do you mean programmed by humans? Like they go in there and put in like a code for
Yeah,
them?
exactly. Like,
Oh.
human error is still a human doing the input
Yeah.
of, what needs to be done. So human error is still in existence.
Human
in
error.
that.
Yeah, that's true. That is so true, Kason. I didn't think about that. I know when I was having my surgery, they said they only had a certain amount of time to go in, for the machine to go in and do what it had to do. And I think that the cutoff was like an hour and a half,
Yeah.
like 90 minutes. And if it wasn't all done in the 90 minutes, then they would have to come back and do another surgery. Thank God it wasn't as that intense that I had to have another surgery. But that scared the mess out of me. But when I thought robot, I was like, this is perfect. At least it's not a human hand. There's so much unsteady. You're nervous, your hand is shaking, and all that kind of stuff could happen. But it just scared me because I was like, damn. So I guess a robot is not as good as the human hand, which I thought it would be.
I mean, there's probably similar situations where a human has messed up in the same ways as that robot,
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure, there's mad people who have died at the hand of a doctor in some way or another, so.
Yeah, it's so true.
So.
I know I was reading something about, I don't know if you've read about this, but they said that there's a lot of investors, like big investment companies buying homes and making Americans renters as opposed to homeowners because they're coming in and just buying everything up. And there was one company out of Canada. This is what I don't understand. How are they able to come to the U.S., a Canadian company, come to the U.S. and buy so many properties?
Because they got that money.
And keep Americans from being homeowners because the interest rates are so high right now, they can't afford it. So these companies that can afford it are coming in and buying up all these homes. U.S. is going to be a rental nation.
Yeah. They said that it's the way it's looking, a lot of people aren't going to be owning homes.
That is so crazy to me. But that's what's that's what they're allowing to happen. I think in the U.S., one of the biggest ones was Invitation Homes, and I've seen them everywhere.
Yeah, I know there was a lot of houses being bought up in our neighborhood by the same company.
Yeah, because if these people are buying them to rent, then that means that in a lot of communities, HOAs, and a lot of communities where they don't really want a lot of renters, these people are going in there and buying up these properties. And these HOA communities too, which they don't really want to. I think they only allow a certain percentage of renters to come in. Like if you buy a home in that area, you can rent it, but only a certain percentage of people can rent their homes. They don't want a bunch of renters in there because renters come in, they're not going to take care of their house like you would if you're the home owner. So you're making America a rental society. That's crazy to me. And then potential buyers, because people that have the down payment for a house, but the interest rates are not making mortgages affordable, are now beginning to rent because they're like, being able to afford home ownership is just not attainable right now.
Yeah, we're going to see. It's looking like a recipe for disaster to me with everything that's going wrong. But I'm guessing that the banks are just trying to get rid of as many houses as they can. Because, there's not no money out here right now.
Yeah. And I don't even know, are people really defaulting on their loans right now?
If not now, they probably were during COVID or something,
Yeah.
right after
you're
COVID.
Right, when people started losing their jobs and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, it really just angers me to see that. Because you're taking even when I was looking for a house, investors were coming in there tight offering cash.
Yeah.
Where most homeowners or home buyers cannot afford to just do cash. They have to go through a bank to get a loan. So if the investor came in with cash and hollered, "Oh, I got cash," of course that leaves the average person, the average family unable to buy because they were buying up. Even when I was buying this house, like this was owned by an investor and they were selling, and there was several investors that came, but I jumped on it so quick. I mean, like it went up on the market. I came to see it. It went on the market the night. First thing in the morning, I was here. I put in my offer. Like I was not waiting because I was just like, at this point, let me just put an offer in. And I bid higher than anyone else because I was like, let me just go in higher because eventually, I want to own the house. I got to go in higher than everybody else. So I end up going, I think like 5 to 10,000 over asking so that I can make sure that I could buy the house. But even when I was doing my inspection, there were investors coming trying to buy. I mean, I get mail paraphernalia all the time saying I could buy your house for this amount, could buy your house for this amount. Nah, I'm good because this is going to be my retirement piece of cake for me to go to Panama and live. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, it just takes the opportunity away from the average homeowner. Like they're coming in here and invest. These companies have cash. They can pay cash. They're making millions of dollars renting. And this company from Canada is purchasing 800 homes a year.
That's crazy.
That's a lot. 800 homes a year? How many is that a month? I'm just curious. 800 homes a year that's like 66 homes a month. That means like they're averaging 2 a day. If there's 30 days in the month, 2 a day. They're buying 2 houses a day. So as soon as something comes on the market, guess what? It's off the market because they done bought it. There should be a law against that. There should be a law against that. Investors should only be able to buy a certain percentage of houses in a year. And if you own a certain amount of homes, you should be able to just cap at a certain amount. You're taking away from the American people.
Yeah, but greed and
that's the whole foundation of this country.
Yeah, they don't care about that.
They don't care about the little people, the homeowners, the people that are trying to.
The people who lived there for 30 years, their grandparents, none of that,
They don't care at all. It's sad. It's so sad. When I seen that, I was just like, it really just made me sick to my stomach.
Because then ultimately they're going to get to control the market, like what the value of the market is, how much houses are, right? Because they're setting the prices that they're selling for, which is...
Few are being sold.
Yeah. I know it's a hard time.
Honestly, yeah, it's a hard time for everybody. Inflation is out, through the roof. And at the same time, the only reason people have not purchased is because the interest rates are so high and they're waiting for them to drop, which apparently they were supposed to drop in January and they haven't. So now you're forcing American families to rent as opposed to buy, and they might have their money for a down payment. You're making them rent, but you're allowing investors to come in and buy up all the properties. That's unfair. I don't know. That's just my 2 cents. It's Titi's. If you want to give it back to me, I'll take it back. But like I said, I think it's just sad that home ownership is what everybody strives for. Right? You've made it when you owned a home. That's what people think. Oh, I own my own home. Oh, you made it. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? That's a big investment. And it's a big, what I want to say. What's the word I'm trying to use? It's a big accomplishment.
Yeah, for sure.
For people to say that they own their own homes and they're not renting. You're taking that away from the American people. Stop it. When will the government step in and say, okay, enough is enough? Especially for other non-U.S. investors to come in and buy U.S. property. How is that even happening? I don't know. I don't know, producer. It pisses me off. Home ownership is allowing people to say, I've made it in this country. I own my own home. That's a big, huge accomplishment for people and their families. It's the thing that everyone strives for. Forget owning a car. They want to own a home to put their families in. Right?
Yeah, hopefully something changes.
I pray these interest rates change so that people can accomplish their goals to home ownership. It's important. It's important. All right. So with that being said, that's at Titi's House Podcast. Thanks for following, liking, and sharing. Follow us on YouTube, iHeartRadio, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts. Also on Titi's House at Instagram, Titi's House on Facebook, and of course my personal pages as well. Thank you all and have a good night. Happy Valentine's Day.